We're going to go ahead and get started. My name's Jimmy Sanders. I'm the rules director. This is Fred Swart. He's the vice president of corporation, and then my wife, Linda Sanders, is the corporation treasurer. What we're going to do today is just give y'all a little clinic, try to help y'all understand what these markings on the field represent and how you can implement them in the game, or how they should be implemented in the game. Then we're going to go over the game itself a little bit, and give you the significance of the bases, proper running of the bases, proper appeals, improper appeals. We're going to go over that. First, since I'm standing here in a circle, let's just go over what we have here. We have a circle. The inside of the circle is for the kicker. All the circle except the line. So once a kicker gets in here, they can take their position. If they start with their heel on the back line and they make an attempt to kick the ball, they should be called out. The outside of the circle is the catchers, including the line. The catcher can get up here. She can have her toes on the line. She cannot be inside the line. If she's inside the line, that's interference. You give the coach the option of putting that girl on first base, or if she kicked the ball, you give her the option of the play. Always give the coach an option on defensive interference. We have here is the 3-foot line. This indicates fair territory. And if that mark is right, it's right. I don't know. This is a little bit wrong here, because I know that this should be 3 foot from the back of the plate. So this tassel here may be right if it's 3 foot. These tassels should be 3 foot in front of the plate. If a legally pitched ball, if it hits one time in fair territory, which means the line, and crosses the plate, whether crossing the plate physically or the shadow of the ball, and it's below the bottom of the knee of the kicker, we call it a strike. If it lands inside this line, kicker can kick it, but if she doesn't, it's going to be called a deep pitch. It'll be a ball. Okay?
Does the shadow rule apply on that also? So at the back end of the ball? No?
No, there is no shadow on a deep pitch.
Okay.
It either has to skim that line or hit before it. That's why, like when I'm umpiring, between every inning, I usually go up here and I'll kind of wipe this all out so it's kind of smooth. There aren't any of those marks, because you get in teenage, you got girls that'll paint that line, and all this will be all messed up, and you don't really know if it was deep or not. It's so close, and some of them pitch so hard it's hard to pick up. So it's just giving yourself a little bit of an advantage of keeping it kind of smooth and clean with no marks on it. So if you see one that hits, you know if it was deep or not. Of course, we have our baselines, and of course they extend from the 3-foot line all the way out to the foul pole. But to the base, this signifies fair territory, and the same rule is if the ball, whether it's on the ground or in the air, where the ball is, 99% of the ball can be in foul territory, but if any part of it going down is over that line when it's touched by a defensive player, it's a fair ball. Same way on the ground. If it's all the way down here on the ground, that's a fair ball, even though 99% of the ball is in foul territory. Same thing goes. Remember, it's where the ball is, not the defensive player. If the girl is here in fair territory, all of her, and the ball is out here and she grabs it, it's a foul ball if the ball is in foul territory. Same thing applies if she's in foul territory and the ball is in fair territory. It's where the ball is at the time it's touched. Same thing here. The only difference here is we have a base path. We have a 3-foot base path. And everybody should know that the runners, we have 2 bases out there. One's orange, which should be completely in foul territory, and the white base, which is in fair territory. So if a kick ball is kicked out there, and 99% of that ball hits the orange, but there's that little shadow that was over the white, it's a fair ball. The line out here, we call the 9-foot line. A lot of y'all, a lot of us call it the shortstop line, but it's the 9-foot line because this line should always be 9 foot in front of the pitcher's box. And that line really should be, I don't know how these tassels were put out, but that line should be marked toward home plate. Reason being, if the shortstop is out here and she has her toes on this line, that's interference. Pitcher's box. Of course, y'all know we have two sizes for the different juniors, peewees, seniors, teenage. Same thing. It should be scribed to the outside. If they're both 4 feet, just one's 8 and one's 9, but it should be scribed to the outside of that, giving the pitcher the full, area. Because if she touches any part of the line during her delivery, the umpire, if you're umping, if you see something like interference or illegal pitch, don't stop anything. Just put your arm out so everybody knows, hey, he saw something. If you just stand back there and after the play you go, oh, pitcher was on the line. Or we have interference with the left short or interference with the catcher. If you'll do it, it'll save you a little bit because people will be saying, well, why didn't you signify something? Well, we don't stop play, but all you're doing is you're letting everybody know that you saw something by putting your arm out. And after the play, you'll say, hey, this is what happened. Remember, a kicker can kick a illegally pitched ball. If she's on the line, that's why we don't stop it. What if, girl's on the line, but she pitches the ball and your girl kicks it over the fence? Well, you want the home run. You don't care. You don't want to change that to a ball. So that's why on defense, we always let the play continue till the end, and then we give the offensive coach the option of what they want to do. All right. Anybody have any questions on the field? The field itself. Let's go with a strike. How do we get a strike? Of course, pitcher has to get in the pitcher's box, stay still for 1 second. That includes everything. And 1 second is not very long. So if she gets in, she's still, that's 1 second. Now you can do whatever you want to do. You can bounce the ball, she can spin it, do whatever. But she has to come toward home plate. That means making her delivery toward home plate within 10 seconds. If she doesn't, we're going to call that a ball. If it continues, to me, that's called delay of the game. You can charge them with a timeout. Once she has released the ball, and it's below the waist, the ball is released, top the ball.